are still in the season of the awakening. God is calling us in batches. Come up hither. Quickly. Luke 9 and verse 32. What I'm saying is that a man that is asleep will always miss encounters. So in this meeting, God can be visiting you, but because you are not awoken, you will miss it. Luke 9 and verse 32. 1, 2, ready, go. But Peter and they that were with him were heavy with what? Say it again. Were heavy with what? And when they were awake, what did they see? And the two men that stood with him, it was only when they have entered into awakened mood that they could see glory. This thing did not just say they were sleeping, they were heavy with sleep. They were heavy with sleep. So what I'm saying in essence is that anything that will cause that sleep, it is sin. It is sin. You can be alive and not be alive. I know what I'm saying. You can think you are burning and you are not burning. That's why I've retained here before when we learners, I said there are cadres of fire. We have candle fire, we have stove, we have gas and the rest. We have forest fire. But I hope you know the highest form of flame is blue flame. And the reason why it burns blue color is because there's no impurity in it. And you see, when you want to burn so bright, you burn because there is no sin within you. That's the only way to burn. But we must attend to the matter of sin. If you don't do it, we can't talk about prayer, man. At all. Because you will keep missing encounters. You will pray 12 hours and you will not see it because something is stinging your soul. I hope you know you can pray for 5 hours and you are thinking about it again. I'm telling you this thing by experience. I hope you know you can pray for 12 hours and still envy somebody. And still talk about somebody. And still insult somebody. I have finished prayer before. I just went home and somebody made me angry. I shouted at everybody. They were even scared. That day, the shout was even beyond my normal shouts. That's how the devil can so use our flesh. But you see, when a man awake, one of the first things he encounters is glory. And so if you want to talk about prayer, you must talk about prayer by killing the root cause, sin. What hinders you from God first, before you journey into what brings you to God. Quickly, I'm rounding up now. Ephesians. Oh, let's touch Romans 13:11, sir. I'm sorry. Romans 13:11. The Lord is bringing a church before us today. Please increase the sound. 1, 2, ready, go if you're a Christian. And that knowing the time, that now it is what? For what? I bring you a charge from the court of heaven. I am not saying these things because this program is Tag Awakening. One of the reasons why we are created into this kind of time is that God has given us his biddings. We are hearing him part-time per season. We are in a season called Revival O'Clock. And God is looking for men. Ezekiel 22:30. And I sought for a man among them that will stand in the gap that I destroyed not the city. But Jesus said, I found none. Why? Because God look over Kaduna and he's seeing ministers, he's seeing pastors, and he's saying, I found none. God is looking within a conclave. Imagine God walking to this auditorium now. And I know it will not be like that in Jesus' name. But God walks into this auditorium, and all of us that claim we are body for God, we know God, and God walks into here, and then it looks around and says, I found none. Who will I use here? There is nobody. Ezekiel 22:30, you can see it here. And I sought for a man. In this season, it is not men that is finding God now. God is finding them. Because the world is dark already. Are you listening to me? We have a dark world now. Our world is so dark. That's why any little light can shine. That's why any small boy now, we have one rema and he can open church. Because this world is so dark. There is darkness here. And God is saying in Romans 13:11, it is high time to awake. For our salvation is now nearer than it was before. You must awake from sleep. You must awake from slumber. It is not time to be doing jamboree. It is not time to be talking things that does not concern you. Brothers and sisters, I bring you a charge. God is looking for men. It's no longer you looking for him. I know you say, I'm looking for God. Keep quiet. Just start praying, fasting, and studying, and see if he will not find you. See if he will not find you. I never wanted to be this thing I am today. I was going to God because I was suffering from addiction. I was seeking the Lord, seeking the Lord, seeking the Lord, and one day he came and showed me the blueprint of my life and then put something upon my head. I did not want it. I tell you, I did not seek it. I tell you, I never cried to be a minister. I never prayed to be one. I never wanted to, because I saw how lies have fooled the ministry. I saw how fake they are. I don't want to be like that. I saw how many of them are lying and they want to do things that God is not calling them to do. How will a minister stand and say things God did not call him to do? Say things God did not tell him to say. I was sitting with one day and he said, I want to do a program so that Nigeria will know